I'm taking my own advice. I had inspiration that hit me last weekend and I just started something. Decided to start a Substack newsletter. I know it's like one more thing to do, but I just wanted a space online that isn't Instagram to share and connect with other creative people. So I decided to start my Substack. If you have a Substack, will you just let me know in the comments and tell me what your handle is, and then I can go find you on there? I don't know, it'd just be nice to have some friends over there. Might seem like I have a lot of things that I'm kind of dabbling in. And that is just my brain. Like, I just get all of these ideas and I really just like to try things out and start them and see where they go. So I wanted to talk about this new idea that I had. Couldn't be like more excited about the theme of it because I've been thinking about this for quite a while now, and it was one of those things where I didn't want like years and years to go by before I started it. Anyways, I'm not asking you to go subscribe or go read. I just want to talk about it, and then I think that it could be fun to kind of track what I'm doing. Maybe start documenting and sharing those on YouTube as maybe an extra upload every month. But anyways, I really am excited for this right now. This is like top of mind and I wanted to just talk about it. So if you do want to go check out my Substack, it's called Taking Notes. This whole idea kind of came to me. I feel like I'm constantly taking notes on life. Like I'm constantly like learning lessons, adjusting as I go. I think we all are. And so I kind of find or view myself as a student in the school of life. And I also think that that's obviously not an original thought. People have said this before. We're all students in the school of life. We're all learning lessons constantly and changing things as we go. So that's kind of like the theme behind my Substack. And I love a theme. I'm like all for a branded content experience. So my intro note is called Welcome to Freshman Year of Taking Notes. And I just wrote this little blurb. This is Taking Notes, a weekly dispatch for anyone who enjoys peeking behind the scenes of a creative with a restless mind. That's me. If you love a list, a mood board, a bit of inspiration, creative process insights, or just the occasional half-finished thought, then you've found your homeroom. And by the way, I'm a student, not the teacher. With the theme, homeroom, taking notes, school of life, I found that life hands out more questions than answers, and all too often a test that I did not study for. This is where I come to process, collect, take notes on the school of life, part creative, some curiosity, and a lot of lessons that I'm still learning. Grab your coffee, class is about to start, and I've saved you a seat. So we have show and tell, which will be kind of like a mood board and inspiration for the month ahead. And then we have social studies, which will be a casual research paper kind of style, very casual, on a trend or creative deep dive or, you know, someone or something that I'm finding cool. Maybe I found them on social media. At the end of the month, I wanted to create a report card summary of the month, which is, this is not an original idea. This is something that was circulating on social media a while ago. We're looking at REPORT as an acronym for reading, eating, playing, obsessing over, recommending, and trying out. So that'll be kind of like a wrap up, kind of like a favorites post of the month. And then occasionally I'll have extra credit where I just share the occasional extra post, so extra credit. And then also had the idea to have field trip, which would be something about going somewhere, a place I want to explore, maybe a place that I am visiting. So you kind of get the idea. We're going with a school theme here, school of life, and we're bringing in all of those concepts for each of my columns. You know, it might not be the most original idea in the world, but it gets me excited about writing, and I'm not a writer, so I think that this is just going to be a really fun kind of creative exercise for me. And today I wanted to share what I'm doing for my first post. And I've been exploring themes of spring and florals, and we're making a mood board. That's the first post that I'm going to share. So yeah, I thought I would just bring you along. Something that I really love is creating mood boards physically. So, you know, I had this bulletin board that I've always put little inspirational things or printed out actual images to create a physical mood board. I found this sketchbook that I got ages ago. It's just a white canvas sketchbook. So I thought it would be really cool to actually create my physical mood boards in this sketchbook every month. And then I'll have just like a bunch of mood boards to look back on. Maybe I can take notes on the back side of this page. This is a 9 by 12, so class supplies will probably be at the bottom of my post. I know, it's cheesy to go so hard on a theme, but I love it. So that's me. I think I'm gonna use 3 by 4 photos of whatever, or 3 by 4 images, and just print them off, cut them out, and create a little spring mood board. So I thought we could do that together today, and this will be my extra upload this month. Let's, I guess, get right into creating my very first Substack post, besides the one that I just posted, because I guess that was my first Substack post. But this will be the first real post. I don't know what else to call it. Yeah, let's get right into it. I just gathered a bunch of images that I thought were really felt like spring to me, that I was just drawn to. This isn't that serious. I'm not it's just for fun. So I was just pulling images that felt spring-like and just felt like I was drawn to them, things to sort of incorporate into the next post throughout the month. So here's where I landed with my mood board. This was actually the perfect size because I didn't feel like I had to find too many images, and I didn't want a bunch of overlapping images. I feel like 9 images is a good amount for a mood board and pretty manageable. It's not something that's going to feel overwhelming to me when I sit down to do this. But I just thought that these images were just really I don't know, cool. Feels like that spring vibe to me. I'm really drawn to this color of green, a minty green. I just love that color so much. So I will link all of the sources for these images, credit the original source. If I couldn't find it, and you are the person who is responsible for creating that image or that piece of artwork, let me know. I want to give credit where credit is due. And if you're interested in like more of a spring mood board deep dive, you can head over to my Substack and I'll have that post up tomorrow. Well, this video will not be posted yet. I don't know. It's Sunday and we're already at 2 o'clock. And so I feel like if I want to post my Substack post and also this video, I need to kind of wrap it up. But yeah, I love this. I think it's gonna be so fun to just like flip through a whole notebook of mood boards. Mood boarding is like my passion. I love pulling a mood together through imagery, and I love photography. It just like kind of combines it all. I also think that this will help feed into some inspiration for some photo shoots that I want to do coming up. More on that soon. I'm kind of thinking about just photographing things in more of a creative light and not so much like a marketing or branded space just yet. I just want to explore. So I'm just, I'm all over the place like we've established. I had started, the reason I went to a notebook instead of making like a digital grid is I love the feeling of cutting out paper, placing the images. You'll see, or you've already seen in like my clips where I was creating the mood board, you could see where I was like kind of seeing what played well with each other, like the colors, and removing images that didn't fit quite right. I really like the physical, tangible art of creating a mood board. So the other thing I found was that as I was cutting the images out, I went a little bit quickly and I didn't cut them out perfectly. So they're not perfectly square, and I accidentally cut some images a little bit smaller than the 3x4 size. So this page is exactly 9x12. So if these weren't cut perfectly, they're not going to fit perfectly. But there's something just kind of like that I'm really loving about the human touch of the imperfections that are coming through in it. Like, see how they're not like lined up so perfectly? I don't know, I like that. And on some images there were like little pieces left over from the image that was next to it on the printer sheet. And yeah, it just feels like, again, me trying to move away from always being digital and just enjoying the process and slowing down. I just think it's fun to have those little imperfections and like a human touch in something. So yeah, that's my mood board. I can't wait to have a full book full of mood boards to flip through. And yeah, head over to Substack to read more about my little mood board. I've just been on Substack for a minute now, and I'm really enjoying that community and reading blogs from people that I used to follow and are creating content on there now, and then also new people who are creating these new blogs that I'm really enjoying. For instance, some blogs that I used to read in college, like SF Girl by Bay, was like the first website that I would look at to start my day almost every day for maybe like 8 years. I'm not kidding. Like, I love her blog so much. I just gathered so much inspiration from it. I was really sad. She was on Substack for about, I want to say like 2 years before she decided to go ahead and retire her blog. But I think you can still go on there and look at her archive. Anyways, Homefront is one that I also subscribed to and ended up paying for because, of course, I'm going to. It's by Domino, so it's like a digital version of the Domino magazine world. Decorate by Holly Becker. She's on there, and that was a blog that I used to. Pigpen by, I think her name is Heather. I found her on TikTok. I just really liked her eclectic style, and I'm not on TikTok anymore, so the Substack community has a lot of these same kind of inspirations that I was enjoying on TikTok, but it's not like the type of content that you're just sitting and scrolling. It feels more intentional because you're sitting there and reading it. It feels a lot better than the quick scroll of TikTok. I've been off of most social media platforms except for YouTube, Pinterest, and Substack, and those are kind of like the three that I've been sticking with because they don't feel like I'm scrolling so much. And Substack, I will say, is a lot more, the platform feels like you really do need to be on a computer, so it kind of ties back into my whole computer room theory where I want to be creating and consuming content in a designated space instead of just constantly feeling like I'm consuming content on my phone all of the time. I've been on the outside kind of looking into that space for so long that I feel a little bit nervous to kind of test the waters and see if I can also be a part of it, like more contributing to it as a creator and not just reading from the sidelines. So it'd be nice to know some people. Let me know if you have a Substack too, and I'll go find you on there and we can follow each other. I think it'd be really fun. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next week, and hopefully more, because I want to start sharing more videos here. I'm getting a little bit faster at editing, so bye!